What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be doing a super deep dive into the Tesla app. Now, you guys are probably familiar with most of the functions of this app if you are a longtime Tesla owner, but there may be some things that you can learn from this video. And for those of you that are just picking up a Tesla for the first time, this is far and away the best mobile app of any vehicle out there. And as you can probably tell around me, I am sitting in the Cybertruck cabin right now. So there are a few things that I could do with my Model 3 in the Tesla app that I can't do with my Cybertruck, but I'll still point those out for you guys and give you an example. All right, I'll mirror my phone up onto the screen for you guys here so you can see what I'm doing here. So first and foremost, if you want to rename your vehicle, you can just tap on the name at the top and rename it. Now, one note, you do have to be the main owner of the vehicle and not somebody that has been invited to the vehicle like I have in this case. So I can't physically change the name, but if you are the main owner to your vehicle, you can quick and easily change the name right there by just clicking at the top. You'll also notice this little arrow here. If you click this arrow, if you have multiple Tesla products, like for example, when I had my Model 3 and access to the Cybertruck here, both would pop up right here. Now, right under that, you're going to get a little battery percentage meter that will quick and easily show you what state of charge your vehicle is at. But one little note, if you tap on the percentage there, you can see that it will switch to miles, and this will show you approximate miles remaining. I don't really like to show the miles remaining, although it can be helpful in some cases because typically speaking, it's not super accurate, right? It's going to change depending on your driving style or climate or temperature outside, all kinds of variables. So it's really just a rough estimate, but this range in, battery percentage is a lot more accurate. You can really kind of gauge based on that. That little bugger right there, the worst. They're everywhere. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them. Go away. You get a little 3D rendering of your vehicle underneath. That's going to change depending on what you set your vehicle's look to be. So for example, if we went into the paint shop under the toy box and we customize the look of the Cybertruck, let's say we just made it red, and then we exit out of that and save it real quickly, it's going to go ahead and update the Cybertruck to now be red inside of the app or whatever you set it as. That's just a really nice kind of representation of how quick and snappy this app is. Cannot overstate it enough. It is the most responsive vehicle app you're going to use, period. Now, moving on over from that to the right, you'll see little messages pop up here. This is where you're going to find all of your communication with Tesla. So if they send you any kind of recall information, it's going to be in there. If they're going to send you any kind of updates on any of your future orders, it's going to be in there. Any kind of service communication is going to be in there. Any updates at all about your account or your vehicle are going to be found inside of this app. Then over from that, you've got a little hamburger menu. That's going to give you access to your profile. So you can go into your profile here. You can view your personal information. You change your contact picture there. You can view notifications, your wallet, your order history, security and privacy, driver profile, and you can also sync your calendar, which again is really helpful. If you do sync your calendar and you go onto your vehicle, you go to calendar, all of your different events are going to pop up in there. So really helpful there. Down from that, we can go to charging. This is going to give you your last charging session details. Inside of this, you can manage your payment method. So if you want to change the debit or credit card that you're using to pay for those charging sessions, you can do that. One really nice thing is that you can view your charging history here. This will tell you every single time you've ever used a supercharger. It will all pop up here. It'll give you the exact date, the time, the location. It'll tell you the exact amount you paid, and you can quick and easily export this into an Excel file if you want to keep track of everything more efficiently. Now, again, if you're not the main owner of the vehicle, it's going to show you the charging history for your main vehicle. So because the Cybertruck is a secondary vehicle that I have access to, it only shows me my supercharging sessions from when I had my Model 3, which I only supercharged 2, 4, 6, 8 times. So don't have a ton of history, but if it showed all the vehicles in there, if I was the owner of all of them, it would show all of that. Now, under this, there's a really important menu here. This is if you own another electric vehicle. So let's say you own a Rivian or you own a Chevy Equinox EV, or whatever the case may be, whatever type of other EV you have, and you want it to be able to have access to these superchargers, you can set that up in here. So for example, I made a video on a 2025 Chevy Equinox EV, and I talked about that a little bit. I'll have it linked above and down in the description. Compared it to the Model Y if you guys are interested, but it's got got all of the vehicle details in there. You can say whether or not it has an NACS port, and you can add or remove additional vehicles. And then inside of the membership tab, this allows you to pay for a membership if you are a non-Tesla owner. So let's say you still want to take advantage of the Supercharger network and you want to get that lower price per kilowatt that Tesla owners can take advantage of, you can do this, but it will cost you 13 bucks a month to do that. Definitely worth it if you have a Tesla and another vehicle, or you just want to be able to take advantage of superchargers at a lower cost when you're traveling with a different EV. Now, under my products, you can see, like I said, the different products you have. So because I don't have my Model 3 anymore, it doesn't show up. It just shows me the Cybertruck and then my home charging system, but you can add products in there. Then down from that, you've got refer and earn. So this is what I've talked about in the past with referral links. You can very easily track all your referral progress in there. You can look at Tesla products and accessories like on the Tesla shop from the next one under Discover, and then the Charger EV will do the same thing as under the charging menu. Then you've got some app information, you know, legal documents and things like that if you're ever interested in reading any of that. But if we go back to the main app here, the next thing down from your little vehicle rendering is going to be your different quick controls for your vehicle. And these are the same quick controls that are going to show up under your Tesla widget if you go back to your home screen and you do have the widget up top there. Now, there's only 4 right now. You can actually add a 5th one. I actually talked about this in my Tesla hidden features video. I'll have that linked above. But it's quick and easy. You can press and hold on these little buttons. You can replace any of the controls that you want to if there's one that you use more often. But let's say I wanted to add the tonneau cover button. I'm just going to press and hold on it and drag over to the far corner until you see this little kind of gray bar appear on the side. I'm going to let go, and that's going to add a 5th control. Then if I go back to the main thing, you'll see that there are now 5 at the top there. And then if I go back to my widget, it will also update and show 5 controls there. So very handy to use that 5th control if you didn't know you could do that. Now underneath that, since I'm sitting in the car and it's turned on, it's showing me the media that's playing down below. Really cool. You can play and pause. You can skip song forward. You can turn the volume up and down and it will quickly react to that on the vehicle's display. And I mean, it's instantaneous. I mean, we're talking maybe like less than a millisecond delay between clicking the button and things updating. So really neat. Now this one down below is a big one. This is your live camera. So what this allows you to do, it's not going to let me do it because I'm sitting in the car, but I'll show you guys a clip on screen. It's going to allow you to view every single camera around the perimeter of your Tesla, including the interior cabin camera that's right here. Additionally, it will let you view it in kind of a singular format or in a grid. You can honk the horn, you can flash the lights, you can even fart out of your Cybertruck here if you want to, or at really any Tesla vehicle here through the speakers out front. Additionally, it will allow you to talk using your phone's microphone out of the speaker system of your car. So if someone's messing with your car or something like that, you happen to catch it on the live camera, you can, you know, tell them, hey, get away from my car, or whatever the case may be, have a conversation with somebody. It's not the best sounding quality when you actually talk through the system, but I'll show you on screen here. Testing.
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 Kind of got like a deep voice.
Deep voice.
Testing.
Testing.
But one really important thing about this live camera view here is the little record sentry button at the top. So if we click that, it's going to take you into a security menu here. A couple different big things here. One is the Dashcam Viewer. This is huge. This is a relatively recent feature that they added. I think it was maybe the Christmas update either last year or the year before. It's going to allow you to view all of your Dashcam clips and sentry clips right from your phone app here. So I've got one here of this guy getting into his car. I can go ahead and pull that up. I can view the event kind of right when it's happening. I can even go back a good bit. This is, I think, back almost 5 whole minutes. I can scrub back and then I can click around and look at any of these different camera views to see what may have been going on at that given time. Additionally, you'll see this little save 30-second clip to photos option. Really helpful if something were to happen. If someone vandalized your car or you got into an accident, you can quick and easily save that 30-second clip to share with law enforcement or whatever the case may be. Additionally, if you do want to just delete the clip, at the top right, you can click the little trash can to delete that. But going back to that security menu, you can turn Sentry mode on and off. You can turn on valet mode, which will allow you to customize a bunch of restrictions there for your vehicle. You can access the speed limit modes. You can set a top speed if somebody's borrowing your car or something like that. You can turn on and off the phone key, and then there's a couple other things. You can set up Bluetooth and then view some information about your phone key. Now, moving down from that, you start to access all of your different kind of main menus here. So first and foremost, we've got controls. So as you can see, there are so many things. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 things, really, 9 maybe, that you can do. So you can open your frunk really quickly there. And this is a powered frunk on the Cybertruck, obviously, so we can open and close that, which is great. If you have something like a Model 3 or Model Y or any of the other Tesla vehicles, I think Cybertruck's the only one with a powered frunk right now, but you can at least open it, then you have to go manually close it. You can also now change the ride height on the Cybertruck by using this menu here. So I can go ahead and change my ride height to high, and I can literally feel it lifting me up right now as we go. There's additional things you can turn on inside of this menu. So you can turn on Cyber Tent mode if you do have a Cyber Tent. You can turn on your power outlets, you can turn on your power share home backup, and then you can change your power share discharge limit inside of that menu there. You can pop open any of your doors, just like that. You can obviously lock and unlock the car, and when you lock it, your mirrors are going to fold in, obviously. You can open the charge port. You can turn on the outlets inside of your bed. You can open your tailgate nice and easily. And then, of course, you can open and close the tonneau cover in the back if you want to quick and easily do that. Then down below that, you're going to have a couple different other options that we've already seen. You're going to have flash your lights, honk your horn, start the vehicle, which is a really helpful one, and then vent the windows. Now, watch the response time if I actually hit the vent windows button. I mean, that is basically instantaneous. There's no delay there. Oh, I didn't even need to close them. I could have closed them with the button. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Instant. And then close them right up. Then at the top of the screen here, you can see a little tire PSI button. You can click that. It'll show you a live view of all of your PSIs on all of your different wheels and then give you your recommended amount. But if we go back to the climate menu, you can click that. This is going to give you access to everything going on inside of the cabin. So I've got my ventilated seat on right now. You can turn on your ventilated seat for driver or passenger, heated seat for driver or passenger or rear passengers. You can turn on your heated steering wheel if you want to. Obviously, I'm not going to. It's 85 degrees. You can vent your windows again. You can turn your climate control on or off. Change the temperature. You can defrost the truck if need be from this menu. You can turn on bioweapon defense mode. So if you're in an area that has really bad air quality or smoke from wildfires or anything like that, you can turn that on and it'll keep only clean air inside of your cabin. Very helpful. You can turn on camp mode, which again, super helpful. It's going to keep all of your electronics going, your climate control going. You can turn on dog mode, one of the coolest little convenience features of any vehicle I've ever seen. This is going to keep your climate control running, put a little menu on screen letting people know if they walk by, hey, this is a climate controlled cabin. My dog's perfectly safe in here. And it will give you access to your interior camera so you can check on your puppy at any time. Super great feature. You can turn on cabin overheat protection. This is one that I use regularly because I have access to a charger very accessibly. If you don't, just keep in mind this will drain your battery. What it basically does is, depending on which of the little temperatures that you set at the bottom, it will cool your cabin down when it reaches that peak temperature. If we go to location here, it's going to show you exactly where your vehicle is. And inside of this menu, it allows you to navigate or at least plan trips, which is really helpful. So obviously it's showing me exactly where my vehicle is right now at this park. If you click the little arrow at the top right of the screen, that's going to take you into the Maps app and it will show you exactly where your vehicle is. And this arrow here will change kind of the compass, so sometimes it won't face the right way. You can have it to where it follows exactly which way your vehicle's pointing. You can press the little Earth icon here and it will change to the satellite mapping to give you a more realistic look of what's around you. And then you can click the charging button here, and this is going to show nearby superchargers. You can sort them by the max speeds that they can get, all kinds of filtering options in there. It'll tell you how many stalls are available, how far away it is, just so much information in here. Again, so impressive and so helpful. Then down here, you've got a navigate button. And like I said, you can have this navigate you anywhere. It'll show you the stops along the way, what your battery percentage will be, all that kind of good stuff. So let's go ahead and say, let's go to New York. How about that? Click New York here, 637 miles away, destination added, and it has routed me there. So I would be stopping 4 times, and that's if we leave right now at this energy. But we can also click Set Departure Energy, and let's say we want to run over to the supercharger, charge up to 100%, and then go. We can say, we'll be at 100%. Then what that's going to do is when you hit save, it's going to recalculate your route based on that departure energy. And then it'll change how and where you need to stop. And then you can also go into the trip and you can change what you want your destination energy to be. So if you, for example, want to get there and have 30% battery so you can get around a little bit, you can set that and it'll recalculate the trip based on that. But just keep in mind, the higher the destination energy, the more times you're going to have to stop along the route. Just kind of common sense there. But it's showing me that I would stop in Grove City, Ohio, Triadelphia, West Virginia, Somerset, Pennsylvania, and Carlisle, Pennsylvania. It'll show you what time you're going to be there, how long you're going to stop for, what your percent battery will be, and when you will arrive to your destination. And then of course at the bottom, you can send that to the truck's navigation and go ahead and just get started just like that. So nice. You can also go into edit trip here, add stops if you want to. Let's say I wanted to stop in Cleveland along the way for some reason, and then you can reorganize using the little hamburgers on the side. And then it's going to get me to Cleveland. I'm going to stop in Columbus, then hit Cleveland, then head to New York for whatever reason. This trip planner is so powerful. It's really nice to be able to just quickly see, all right, how do I need to kind of mentally think about this trip before you even get started? Really helpful. Next under that, we've got the schedule option. So this is going to allow you to precondition your battery. So you can set the climate, preheat the battery. You can set a charging schedule. So if you want your vehicle to only charge on kind of your off-peak hours, if that's how your electrical bill works, you can do that. You can even do it by day. So you want to plug it in every single day, but you only want it to charge Monday, Thursday, Friday. You can have it do that, and you can repeat that schedule weekly. Some really nice power user features in here. And then of course, for a little fun element, you can schedule a light show right inside the app. You can do the drop down, pick all your different light shows. You can see how long they're gonna be, save that, change your volume of how loud you want your speakers to be, schedule a time, or you can do it now, and then you can turn on and off the dance move. So if you don't want your mirrors to fold out, trunk and frunk to raise up and down, you can do all of that. Just completely up to you, and then you can confirm that. Obviously, we're not gonna do that right now, but the light show's really neat on the Cybertruck. Now, down from that, you've got your security options. Now, we've already taken a look at this inside of the live camera viewer. It's all the same options, so we'll go ahead and skip past that one, but it does show you when your phone key is connected or disconnected. Next, we've got our charge stats here. So this gives you a really nice breakdown of all of your different charging methods in one place. So it'll show you what percentage you charge at home, what percentage you charge on a supercharger, what percentage you charge at work, and then what percentage you charge on other chargers. Now, keep in mind, other chargers can be any other third-party charger. Even if you use a Tesla adapter or something like that, it's still going to show up as other. So a huge percentage of the charging here on the Cybertruck is charged at my parents' house on their non-Tesla charger. They actually have a Tesla charger now, but they were using a third-party charger, so it's going to show as other. It'll show you within a given range. So this is how long we've actually owned the Cybertruck, total kilowatt hours charged, total spent on charging. It breaks it down by month, depending on those different methods. It'll show you your estimated gas savings. You can see a cost breakdown per kilowatt hour between home and superchargers. And then if you have a very accurate number of how much it costs per kilowatt to charge at home, you can go into the settings at the bottom and change your home charging costs, which is super nice. You can customize all that so it's super accurate down to the cent. You can get some charging tips down at the bottom, and you can change your settings, which is just adjusting your charging costs. And then one little tip, it's showing the home, supercharger, work, and other as percentages right now, but if you tap on them, it will switch to kilowatt hours charged at those specific locations. Next, we can go to upgrades here. Now, if you don't have full self-driving or you don't have premium connectivity, then those will show up inside of this panel here. But since our Cybertruck here is a foundation series, it already has lifetime premium connectivity and lifetime full self-driving, so don't have to worry about that. But inside of the accessories here, you can click this and it will take you directly to the Tesla shop to shop for Cybertruck specific accessories. If you're in a Model 3 specific accessories, and so on and so forth. Next, we've got service. This is one of the best features of the Tesla app. This allows you to manage your service history, schedule new service appointments, ask questions, view video guides, view your owner's manual, all that kind of stuff right inside of this system. You don't have to call the dealership for updates or anything like that. It's all managed inside of this app. So if we go to history here, we can see the 3 times that the Cybertruck has had a service appointment. You can click on those service appointments. You can view your invoices in a PDF that you can download, which is really helpful. You can view your message history about that specific appointment. Having all of that in the system, all that history kept for you, can be super, super helpful. And then of course you can share feedback about your service appointment. And again, it's only showing me the Cybertruck specific one. If I had my Model 3 and I switched to the Model 3 profile and then went into the service history, it would show me me all of that history, which was a little bit more extensive than what we've had here on the Cybertruck. And then the final little menu here is the roadside assistance menu. This allows you to request roadside assistance, and it gives you immediately a pop-up that says, is it a flat tire, drivability, charging, or other? You can click one of those, and then that will allow you to submit a roadside assistance request. Never had to do that, knock on wood, but if you do, it's all inside of that menu. Then if we go down from that, there's a couple different things. We have our little Cyber Beast logo. This is a Foundation Series Cyber Beast. So really cool. You get your little Foundation Series badge there as well. And if you have something like a Model S Plaid or a Model 3 Performance or something like that, those badges will show up down at the bottom. It's just a little cool way to kind of show off which type of vehicle you have. You can see how many miles your vehicle has. You can see your VIN. And a nice little tip, if you just press and hold on the VIN at the bottom, it will allow you to copy it quick and easily if you ever need to submit that for any reason. I've used this so much. It will show you which software version you're running. It'll show you which full self-driving version you're running. And then you can see your release notes for the most recent software updates. Again, this is one of those little things that if you get a new software update, it will show as a little swipeable dialog box at the very top of your app. You can read all these release notes, but since I've already swiped that away, it's gone. But you can always find which software version you're on and the release notes for that version at the bottom. And then of course you can revoke your access. So since again, this isn't my vehicle, I just have access to it, I can remove myself willingly if I want to. And then of course the owner of that vehicle can always remove me at any given time. They have that full control, which is great. Now again, I mentioned there's a couple things that may not show up just depending on what vehicle you have. The Cybertruck unfortunately does not have the summon ability yet, but on my Model 3 I had summon, so there was a summon menu. You could click that, you could call your vehicle to you or send it to a specific spot, or use dumb summon to just scoot it forward and backwards. All that kind of stuff. You just can't do it on the Cybertruck, so unfortunately we don't have that menu. Like I mentioned, there are a couple things that pop up and then can go away. One is when you have a new software update, it will notify you on the vehicle with a little pop-up and it will let you click install if you want to go ahead and install that software update while you're at work or in the house or whatever the case may be. Then when it's done installing, it will give you another pop-up that has the release notes for that new version of the software. You can click that, read all the release notes. Very helpful there. Another one that will pop up under Dashcam Viewer is if you have recent Sentry Mode clips, those will pop up there. You can click that and view those clips. Another neat feature that Tesla recently added is Supercharging live activities. It'll pop up on your home screen when you're charging. It'll show you estimated time remaining, your charge amount, estimated cost as it goes up. It'll show you a little bar at the bottom showing you as it increases, how many kilowatts you're fast charging at, how many miles you're getting per hour, and then of course, how many kilowatt hours you've added to your battery pack so far. So really nice little update. That's a brand new thing, just came out in the last couple weeks. So that is every single feature inside of the super feature-rich Tesla mobile app. I really appreciate you guys watching the whole video. Drop a like. Let me know down in the comments which of the features inside of this absolutely packed mobile app are your favorite. Let's talk about it down in the comments. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be among the first to see every single new video the second I hit publish. We'll see you in the next one.